All right. So, this time we have the Chinese Gods and Ghosts, the Painted Skin 1/12 scale action figure. It's from BearPanda and Eiifox. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but it's both of those studios, I guess. This is an interesting one. So I guess the Chinese Gods and Ghosts is like new line they'll be doing, I suppose. You can pre-order this from the Bad Toy Store right now for $85, which is a lot. You can get a lot cheaper from God damn it, they have it. Actually, they have it in stock there right now. You can buy it from them right now for $51. Shipping is like $2.85. Usually their shipping's pretty cheap. It used to be free, but it's still pretty cheap. But yeah, so this is an interesting one. And overall, I mean, I would recommend it. There's a few issues with it, but we'll kind of get into it. But first, we're just gonna get a look here. Now, I want to point out she does have posable eyes, but only on this face. There's two other faces back there, but they don't have posable eyes. Only this one, and you do get a little key to help you pose the eyes. Eiifox, I don't know. But anyways, pretty good looking face. I think it looks pretty good. It's got this horn thing going on. Keep hitting the camera. Here's like the back of the hair. Interesting style. I mean, I like it. Anyway, you got some like metallic going on. If it would kind of focus here. I don't know what that is. It's like I guess like a skull in there. A little hard to see. Some kind of something or other, and then you got some details like on this little whatever you'd call it, a flap of some variety. More of that skull like motif. Guess it's like heart shaped down there. I guess I'll show this. There is whatever that is going on. I don't know if that says something or if it's some kind of, I don't know, some kind of magical something or other. So yeah, I mean, pretty good looking. It's a little bit not super hard to. I don't know how easy it is to see on your end, but it's like there's like a little bit of like shading on her skin. I think like it's kind of subtle, but it looks pretty good. Looks pretty lifelike. Let's check out the other phases. Again, like this one doesn't have posable eyes, unfortunately, which is alright, But I do like posable eyes, actually. When they first started becoming like a big thing, I was like, I don't know, but I kind of like them. She does have like, I don't know if that's like a scuff mark, like the little mark, the little white thing there, but it's not coming off. I don't know. But anyways, other than that though, it looks pretty good, pretty decent. Then we're gonna go with what I'm gonna guess is probably gonna be the fan favorite, this one. And yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's kind of weird, like it looks like not like a mouth, like where it would actually like go like in, like there was actually like a hole. Like it's kind of like the mouth doesn't actually have like depth to it, which is understandable because it's just like a flat kind of human face. Like I don't think they would really be able to, I don't know. It just kind of looks a bit weird in that regard. Like in the middle, it kind of goes like inward, but then I don't know. But it definitely pulls off the look, and I think it still looks pretty good. I like it. You also get this crazy arm that you can put on her, which and looks pretty cool. Now, if you look, there's a weird mark on mine. In fact, it's actually, you can feel it. So maybe I could scrape it off, or I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's supposed to be like blood or something. It probably just is like an error in the paint. It's not a huge deal, you know, but kind of weird. But anyway, it looks pretty wild, you know. The flesh, like the torn like flesh and everything. The fingers look pretty good, you know. Not bad. Pose as well, you know. You do get a little extra like cap to go on when you put it on. It already has one on there, and I think it's the same, so I'm not sure what exactly the purpose of it is, but it is there. You get these two knives, which I don't think they're the same. I think one's a little bit smaller, it looks like. Yeah. Pretty cool looking, pretty interesting. You get 3 of these skull things. They got like candles on them. And then you get some other candles. You know, you get this candle. You get this one. You get this one. You get this one that's like really melted. If I could get it in there. It's very small, as you can see. You can kind of arrange them however you want. And then you also even get this, which is like kind of like a completely melted one, or like some wax strippings from like another one or something. These are the alternate feet, so if you prefer to have shoes on, she actually comes with these on the package, I believe. So if you prefer to do shoes, you can do that, but obviously, you know, we don't wear shoes here. You get a lot of hands. In the package, you get like these gripping hands. I don't know. It's like a gripping hand, but it's just kind of like a pointing hand, I guess. Get a pair of those, and you get a pair of what appear to be trigger finger hands, sorta, with the thumb kind of out. Kind of weird. And then you get these hands, which is like your crazy like pose hand, you know. You get your fist hands. Pretty standard stuff. You actually get a lot. And then you get these, I guess, you're kind of like your relaxed hands, you know. Then you get one, not a pair, but one paintbrush hand. And she has the painted skin, and I guess she likes to paint skin. I don't really know, to be honest with you. I don't know the mythology or whatever. And then you do get this interesting staff. And this bottom part, just to be clear, it does come off, so you can slide it into her hand pretty easy. Let me see if I can actually get that back in, so I could, because it actually keys in, I believe. And yeah, there it is. Alright. It kind of, sometimes it feels a little like loose on there, but once you like kind of jam it in there, it's pretty tight on there. But anyway, so there's that. There's a lot to show off here. Paint looks pretty decent. Got that like glass eye effect, which, you know, yeah, I kind of like it. And I guess it's like a big paintbrush, I'm guessing. Then you can actually move these down out of the way. And now she could like stab people with that or something. I'm not really sure, to be honest, but you know, and the inside of it looks like red and like gory, I guess. I don't know, it's very weird. But anywho, then we have, of course, the big thing, which is this crazy stand. There's some assembly, you gotta put these horn things in, but it's pretty easy. It looks pretty darn good. You can pose the eye. You gotta open up this thing. Once you open this. See how that works? You literally just like put it. If you pose it too much, you see like the end of it, and it doesn't look great. So you kind of have to, you know, it's a little stiff in there, but you know. Anyway, now it does have these gray marks on there. I don't. You see that right between my thumbs there? Like 2 gray marks. I don't know if that's part of the paint. Like it's just like the eyes like shiny, like it's like a shine spot. Cause it kind of doesn't look like that. It kind of just looks like possibly the paint could have rubbed off or something. I hope that's not the case, but could be. This banner, you just plug it in. It doesn't feel the most stable, if I'm being honest. It is like a sort of like a brittle plastic, kind of. So it's a little bit worried about it, but it should be okay. We're gonna get to the details on this thing, you know, and all this weird stuff, and looks like some kind of being. It keeps wobbling. Some kind of being of some variety is painting skin, but it's also like an object. There's like, I don't know if he's making some kind of some kind of person. I don't know. He's got like some nice storage shelves to organize all of his items. Very nice. And at the top you got like a skull and some stuff going on. Excuse me. The back is mostly the same as far as like this stuff goes, but then of course you have like all of this, you know, an ear so he can listen to you better. And yeah, I mean it's pretty wild. So even like the screws or bolts or whatever, as you can see, they're kind of picked out like a silvery kind of a paint there. It's pretty good looking, honestly. Now we're gonna show off the articulation real quick. So it looks like, actually, I think, yeah, so there's actually like, it's like a hinge, and I think it might be a ball in there, then a hinge, and then a ball in like the back of the head, so you can kind of do some weird stuff with it. It does kind of work kind of decently. You know, so you can look down pretty decently. The hair is gonna get in the way, obviously. You can kind of get like some tilt, sort of. I don't know, probably could be better, but you know. Yeah, so it seems like the shoulders are a little bit better on this side than they are on this side, because the cavity is like, I think, a little bit bigger on this side, maybe. Not sure why that would be. It's not like plugging this arm in, because this is actually the same exact size, I think. And also it goes in on this side, not really the other side. I mean, you could put it on the other side, but then she has like two right hands. But anyways. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so I don't know, like this joint works fine, but that inside like joint, that ball thing, you know, like this floating cap doesn't want to move for some reason. It doesn't have enough room to move like the way you want it to, so it's kind of weird. It still works perfectly fine though. You get your biceps swivel, your elbows will work pretty darn good, you know. You've got your like ball hinge wrists, you know. There's really no complaints there, you know. Do whatever you really want to, you know. Now the torso kind of works okay, but it's not the prettiest thing. Like, it looks kind of weird and flat there. But you can go back a little bit, you know, and the outfit's gonna get like cut off a bit too. You can go forward a bit, but then you get like some gapping and some weird stuff going on. Side to side is okay. Again, like the gapping, it's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it does function. The hips, they do have like a drop down kind of a situation, but there's a ball joint and then like an L shape kind of thing, and then it plugs into the hip. So if you use it all, I mean, you could, you know, get plenty of range out of that, really. Kick up about that much, you know, backward a little bit. Thigh swivel, double jointed knee, no real problems. Then you're up and down, like okay. The backward works, the forward not so much, but you know, to me it's probably fine. And it is again like a ball hinge, so you can kind of rotate it at that point. But then this rotation is going to be like your ankle pivot, but it's just kind of pegged straight down, so it doesn't really like if I twist it, it doesn't really pivot, it just sort of like twists, so it doesn't work great. I want to say that if you look, it just goes like straight down, you know, so it's like not great. So the ankles are kind of like weird. The torso articulation is like, eh. And the big problem with this thing is the loose joints. The head likes to wobble. The hips are pretty floppy. This thigh swivel is kind of loose. You know, this elbow is like a little loose. The wrists are kind of loose. It's kind of, you know, a little loose. And then again, yeah, the eyes are posable as well. You can do whatever you want with those, really. But only on this face. The other two, this one you can't pose the eyes on. You can't pose the eyes on that one. Just this one. Not sure how much that bothers you or whatever, but yeah. And then this one is also posable. So this is a very interesting figure. Overall, I gotta say. Now let's get actually measure. It doesn't come with like a stand or anything like that. You know what's interesting? This, if you notice, there's like a little like divot in here. I don't know if that's supposed to hold something, or like maybe she's supposed to like kneel into that or something. Like, I don't know if that's supposed to. I really don't know. But as far as I can tell, this thing doesn't really like help her actually like stand. It's just sort of like a little display thing. I mean, it looks nice, but a little stand or something would have been nice. And now she won't. I'm trying to see if I can stand her up. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Gosh, she's like not wanting to. Her legs won't go straight for some reason. Oh, maybe. Maybe not. Okay, yeah, that's not gonna. There's just like no way. Maybe. Oh, maybe. I'm usually pretty good at standing figures. So. Actually, it's like right at like 6 inches, maybe a tiny bit less. Maybe not. Now she fell over, but it's like pretty close to 6 inches. We're gonna compare her to my trusty Ultraman. I realized I was out of frame there, wasn't I? Let me raise this up a little bit so you can see a little bit better. So she's a little bit taller. Now this Ultraman I use because he's very close to being like a very just like standard, just like 1/12 scale, like human size. He's like 5.9 inches basically, something like that. So as far as like 1/12 scale, like she definitely like kind of on like the taller side, I guess, but would probably fit. You know, most things now aren't really like true like 1/12 scale. They're usually like a little bit bigger. You know, it's kind of a discussion for another time. But yeah, so like most of like your 6-inch scale, she'll probably fit in just fine. In like a true 1/12 scale display, it'll probably work. But anyway, and I just have some other random anime girls I could find. I honestly don't remember what the heck this thing is called, but I just so happen to have it on hand. So here it is. I think this one's like supposed to be 1/10 or 1/9 maybe, so she's quite large. I don't know if this really helps you, but I figured I'd compare, because why not? And then we have, of course, our good friend from Snail Shell, whatever her name was, I don't remember. They give a pretty kind of similar look, actually. It's kind of interesting. I didn't realize it until I'm comparing them. They're actually very, very similar, aren't they? Pretty much the same size. They actually look really, really good together. Huh. And the snail shell, I think, is probably supposed to be like 1/12 scale, or at least close to it. This one is 1/10, 1/9, something like that. This is from the Animaster Fish Toys, I think. Something weird like that. So yeah, I mean, she's pretty small compared to like these guys, but I figured I'd just throw them in. This one I think is supposed to be in the same scale as that other one. This is from also Animaster, I think. I don't know, it's a little bit confusing, actually, but anyway. So yeah, overall, I mean, you know, so like, okay, if you get it from Big Bad for like $80 whatever, honestly, that's a little bit crazy. But for $51 from Gundam, I mean, I think that's pretty good. I think, like, how much was like the maximum Hasbro Spider-Man? Wasn't that like $50 or something like that? A lot of people complained about that one, and I don't even think the accessory count was the problem. I think with that one, it's just like they're just the sculpts are not great, you know. Like I just think like the sculpts and stuff aren't great, and so I think like people just aren't digging it for the money. But you can have something like this for $50, where the sculpt is really good, the paint looks really good. It's not perfect, but you get a lot of accessories and they look good. You know, you got this whole thing's all painted up. It's got this whole painting on there. It's got, you know, this whole whatever that is going on. I mean, you get a lot of stuff going on here. It looks pretty good. The one thing is the joints are kind of loose. I don't really care for that. The torso could have been executed better, in my opinion. But still, I think it's like, you know, pretty good. If you love this character design, if you like all this weird stuff and like this crazy mouth thing and the whatever, I don't really know what she is exactly. She's based on some kind of mythology thing. I don't really know, but if you like it, if you dig it, I think you will be happy with it. As far as like the quality, like again, like I think it's got these weird little like gray marks on there, which I don't think are supposed to be there. You know, I mean, it's not perfect, right? It's not a perfect figure, honestly. It is okay. You do get a lot of stuff, a lot of paint. So I'm happy to have it. I'm glad I got it. I recommend. I would recommend it overall though, but just do be aware that like, you know, you may have some loose joints and it's not gonna be perfect. If that's a good deal breaker for you, then there you go. If not, if you think you're really loving the character design, then you know what, you'll be happy with it. So there's that. I'm interested to see like if this is like a new line, like what's going on. I don't really know. But yeah, that's about it. And I guess, yeah, till next time.